The while loop. A while loop is similar to a for loop. A for loop takes 3 parameters inside it, whereas the while loop only takes a single parameter such as test condition. A while loop is used to execute a block of code as long as some condition is true. If the condition is false from the starting, the block of code is not executed at all. For your better understanding, look at this sample diagram. In this diagram, the input will be taken for checking validation. If the validation becomes true, the block of statements will be carried out. Otherwise, it will not produce any output. Now here is the syntax for the while loop. In this syntax, test condition is used for checking the validation before executing the statements. If the validation is true, the statements will be executed. All the statements must be inside the pair of curly braces. Let's discuss the sample code. In this code, we declare a variable called loop index and initialize as 1. In the while loop, we check the condition to see whether loop index is less than or equal to 10. If it is true, the output will be displayed as 1 using the printf function. Then loop index is incremented as 1, so now loop index is 2. Again, control will go to the while loop. Then check the condition as 2 less than or equal to 10. If it is correct, 2 will get displayed on the screen, and the loop will continue until the condition gets true. When the loop index is greater than 10, the loop will be terminated automatically. Compile the code by pressing Alt F9. When finished, click on OK. And run the code using Control F9 and verify the output. There, I hope you feel confident about working with the while loop. I'll give you some sample exercises for using the while loop, so try these out yourself. Perform multiplication tables from 1 to 10. Print the natural numbers like 10 to 1. Or check to see whether the given number is angstrom or not. The do-while loop. In this lesson, we will learn the do-while loop. The do-while loop also executes a block of code as long as the condition is satisfied. The difference between a do-while loop and a while loop is that the while loop tests its condition before executing the statements. So the while loop is called entry control, and the do-while is known as exit control. Here's the syntax which demonstrates how to use a do-while loop. In this syntax, there is no condition when to enter the loop, so the first time the statement will be executed. After that, we need to check the condition with the help of the do-while loop. After the condition is satisfied, the code will get the execution. Here are some important points about the do-while loop. A semicolon must be used at the end of the do-while loop. A semicolon is needed because it instructs whether the while condition statement is the beginning of a while loop or the end of a do-while loop. If you want to know more about do-while, here's the sample code. In a sample code, we declare 2 variables, namely I, which is initialized by 1, and another variable, a. Then we print a text message using the printf function. In this line, we input an integer, which will be assigned to variable a. While entering into the loop, there is no condition, so the statements will be executed once. Now we get the output value as 1. After printing the I value, it is incremented by 1. The incremented value, that is, the I value, is compared with the value of the a variable, that is, I is less than or equal to a. If the condition is true, again the I value is printed on the screen. The loop will be repeated while the condition is true. And finally, a text message will be printed saying loop is finished. Compile the code by pressing Alt F9. When it is done, click on OK, and run the code using Control F9 shortcut key. Type your initial value and press Enter and verify the output. In this lesson, we learned how the do-while loop works. Using the do-while loop, we can perform many interesting tasks. Here are some exercises that you can complete. Find the sum of a given number. For example, if you enter 5, the output should be 15. Find a factorial value of a given number. For example, 5 factorial 120.